Next question, and I guess it goes to what we were discussing earlier. Where are my questions? Right, here we go. Given Mercedes' issues this season, is Toto Wolff the right man to turn it around at Mercedes?
Oh, Dasha. This is not grey, is it? This one is not grey at all. So look, if we're going to dive deep into the old analogies, Toto Wolff has always struck me as a Creed, Aventus type of Donny, right? Tom Ford settings, Tuscan leather. That's what Toto Wolff wears. And if he's going to turn it around, and by turn it around, I think what we're meaning here is usurp and beat Christian Horner's Red Bull output. Let's remember that Christian Horner, again, if we're using analogies, Christian Horner's not a Tom Ford Tuscan leather Donny, nor Black Orchid, nor Black Orchid even. Christian Horner, let's be truthful, he's a Lynx effect Donny.
Oh yeah, Lynx Africa. Christmas box set.
Yeah.
With the shower gel as well.
Go on then, Nasha. So I'm going to pose you a question before I chime in my conclusion, which is definitive. For a Lynx Africa Donny, such as Christian Horner.
Yeah.
Does Toto Wolff have the minerals in a cost cap era, 145 million now, when previously you could argue that a lot of success has a lot of Toto and Mercedes success by extension has been driven by the ability to throw money at solutions. In a cost cap era, Nasha, does Toto Wolff, the dude that you know Toto Wolff to be, have the minerals to take on and usurp a Lynx effect Donny heralded Red Bull?
Good question. You're basically asking me the same question.
Table setting, context.
Do I think that my issue is this? I worry. I had worries about Toto from last season, if I'm going to be perfectly honest, right? Christian knows who he is. Christian's got no qualms in who he is, right?
Lynx effect.
Like
Lynx.
Toto Wolff had to come out of his comfort shell last year, and I don't think he was comfortable with that. Toto Wolff also had to. I think we got out. I think the decision to not upgrade the car, other than the Silverstone upgrade.
Oh my gosh, Nash.
And then put everything into this car, and like this is what they've produced. And the fact that they still don't know what is wrong with that car. We're in September and they're saying they don't know the design concept for next year. I am not confident. So in answer to your question, based on the evidence that I'm seeing around this team right now, might I also say, as a team, when Lewis and Inshallah doesn't work, it looks like a fucking clown outfit. So,
She said, Inshallah.
Respectfully. So,
oh, good.
So if I'm going to be honest, I'm not. If we're in the Wenger out analogy,
you nailed it.
I'm in like currently I'm in, let's say
2017.
I'm in 2016. Yeah? So we've just won 2 FA Cups. The pressure's built. We've lost out on the league by a few points. He could have bought a striker. He didn't. But
he missed out on Cristiano, aka Max Verstappen.
Yeah, like, do you know what I mean? We still win the odd cup here and there. Like, it's not all gone to shit yet. We're not in 2018. but we're in 2016, which means what? 2 seasons. And I think I'm going to give Toto, until the end of these regulations. You know what? No, I'm not. I'm going to give Toto to the end of Lewis Hamilton's contract. I don't think Mercedes have it in them. He's a shareholder. I don't think they have it in them. So how do you get rid of him? And I don't think it all falls on him, right? But he is the team principal. Someone in that design department has got to go. I don't know what they're doing in the design department, in the wind tunnel department, because the wind tunnel is not, whatever they put through the wind tunnel, it's not correlating to what they do in the track. The sim hasn't been working since last season because whatever they're doing in the sim wasn't correlating to setups last season. That's why Lewis has had to start doing sim work. The whole team, I'm not going to lie, if we're stepping back and I'm taking off my Lewis hat, I'm looking at the team he's driving for, I've not been happy with this team for a minute. And in answer to your question, I don't know. The fact that they don't, and again, this could just be press and whatever, but the way they fired up that engine last year in December as like a, hey, look, we've already fired up the engine. All that work, all that no upgrade shit we've done in 21, don't worry, guys, the engine's already upgraded, and it's the worst engine. We've got worse engine than our customer teams. I don't know.
Nasha, what's going on, mate?
Straight line speed worse than our customer teams. Honestly, that car, and the fact that those two are bringing it home in 4th and 5th.
Testament to them. Absolutely.
It's very much testament to I think the quality of both drivers. But it's sorry, I just went off at you there, but I don't think I've said that all season.
Speak the gospel, Nasha. No, drop it like it's hot. Absolutely. No, this is what we're dealing with. For the listen, what have you done for me lately, Janet Jackson? Toto Wolff hasn't done a lot for me lately. I still wake up having nightmares, Nasha, I'll be honest. Hearing Toto at Monza talking about, we'll abide by whatever the stewards say. What are you talking about? Max Verstappen could have ended very, very badly for Sir Lewis Hamilton. And again, switch back a couple Grand Prix only. That same season, by the way, Max Verstappen, his charger links effect Donny Christian Horner is going full throttle talking all type of assassination talk with Sir Lewis Hamilton. And there you go. This is why they're chalk and cheese, Nasha. This is what I'm saying. If you have a dominant package, Toto is the guy to steer that ship. Absolutely. But it's cost cap era, 145 million. No longer can Mercedes Petronas AMG throw money at problems ad infinitum. You need a bit of guile and you need a bit of savvy, a bit of street smarts. And who, if not the links effect Donny on the grid in Christian Horner, who embodies that type of attitude better than Christian and Red Bull? Sadly,
I mean, look, let's not make out like Red Bull are paupers. Okay, they've just signed a $500 million deal with Oracle. They are probably commercially the best team on the grid, I would say. Maybe them. McLaren seem to have endorsements coming out of their eyeballs. Obviously, Mercedes, make a lot of money commercially purely because of the fact that they have Lewis and they were the best team. Sorry.
But Nash, I was just going to say that's not what I'm saying, right? I'm not saying Mercedes. I'm not saying the Mercedes are poor. I'm just saying in a cost cap era.
Allocation of resources, right? And look at the allocation of resources that, like I said, happened last year with this season on the horizon. And they were so bullish about it. And you know what? They've gone for this no side pod thing, which we all know it looks beautiful and it should be right. And look, we could be sat here next season if they figure it out and being say, look, how silly were we doubting Toto, right? The right thing was to stay on that path. But you know what's mad? You know what I just remembered? They didn't even turn up with the fucking car in the first test. It was a different car in the first test.
How prepared were we really?
Right? So you're saying, we had that car and that was just to test against this car. that car was okay. Like that car was all right. We could have developed that car. Then we've got this car, and we're so stuck to this philosophy. But we could have had like a whole testing period to test that particular car, and we didn't. And we've gone into a season, we've snatched a podium out of nowhere in the first race, and then the pain starts.
Nasha, you know what? I'll say this to you, bruv. The best thing that I've heard you say on this podcast for ages, incidentally, because I know you didn't mean it like this, they're shareholders. Toto Wolff is a shareholder.
Yeah.
To the core, right? And I'm not meaning that in a good way. He's a shareholder. What you need is a proper racing man at the moment, because no longer is this domination. Yeah, 8 times Constructors' Championship. Those days are gone. We're in post Sir Alex Ferguson era, Man United. And the requisite set of skills to turn that around then is very different from an 8 times, like you're not steering a ship now. Yeah. This needs some root and branch.
Yeah, crisis management.
DEFCON 5, Nasha. This is a root and branch change that's required here. And I'm not sure Toto, in his current guys at least, Nasha, is that guy. Not with Lynx Effect, Donny Christian Horner at the other team.
How much do you reckon the poaching and Red Bull have done has hurt them?
The poaching that Red Bull have done of Mercedes employees for the avoidance of doubt.
Because Toto always denies it and says, look, they tried to poach everyone. I think they took 15 or whatever, however many.
I heard it was much more than that.
Oh, really?
I heard it was high, like, I feel like the number that's coming in my memory is like 50 odd. Yeah. Mate, it has to have an effect, Nasha. Yeah. Again, to quantify it is like semantics. We'll never be able to do that, not definitively. But of course it had an effect. Of course it must have. Why Red Bull, Nasha, let's have it right. Red Bull are gangsters out here. That's what they are.
I wouldn't say they're gangsters.
They
you know what?
They race hard, Nasha.
Yeah, no.
They race hard, and they're going to push everything. If the line is here for the rules, depending on which time you're looking at them, they might be here sometime. They're always going to push. I wouldn't
say they're gangsters. What they are street smart.
That's the
and Mercedes are boarding school.
Oh,
like, do you know what I mean? Eton. And then you drop them in like Lewisham for the evening and like go home 3 o'clock at night. Like
the prosecution rests. No further questions.
That's what it feels like. And it felt like that all of last season. With the way that Toto, they were trying to take the high road, by doing that, you know what they did? They didn't protect Lewis. And Wheatley had Massey in his fucking pocket. And ultimately, look what happened. Look, let's not get into that. I want to get off Mercedes because I will get very mad. I will say one other thing. Toto, you say that there's a culture of no blame at Mercedes. Someone needs to start getting blamed. Okay? It needs to be someone's fault at some point.